So we don't need untrained climate skeptics in the dialogue, if they even know how to conduct a respective dialogue, because all true scientists are climate skeptics. In fact, all true scientists are everything skeptics. Science is all about skepticism. The standard of proof in science is so much higher than in any other field, including jurisprudence, that you should never have any scientist claiming to have found airtight proof for any hypothesis or theory. When Natural Resources Agency Secretary Wade Crowfoot urged the previous president, to, quote, recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests, end quote, during the fires in California, Trump responded,
Start getting cooler. You just watch.
According to AP Wire, Crowfoot politely pushed back that he wished the science agreed with the president, and Trump countered, I don't think science knows, actually. But this is a total canard. As Wired magazine correctly put it, quote, science isn't about the truth, it's about building models. Scientists are obligated to say they don't definitively know the answers to anything. To say anything with 100% confidence is impossible in a field whose power comes from managing uncertainty by staying within confidence intervals given through statistical modeling. But let's leave further discussion of this for the politics section of this unit. Ecologically, the science is clear. For all of the uncertainty in the models, the net effect is more extreme events. Summary, 97% of working climate scientists, 31,000, say the temperature is rising and human activity is a significant contributing factor. Significant. Says the AP, quote, Trump's suggestion that the planet was going to start unexpectedly cooling is at odds with reality, experts say. Maybe there is a parallel universe where a pot on the stove with the burner turned to high starts getting colder, they said, but that's not our universe. This from Stanford University climate scientist Chris Field. And so, paradoxically, while it is good for our common future that there aren't many inhabited land masses in the southern hemisphere to add to the greenhouse gas emission cabal, one of the problems with the ecological South that we must plan for is precisely that the huge ocean volumes are so good at storing and holding carbon and heat for lengthy periods of time. The problem comes when the sink is saturated. As CO2 builds up, it acidifies the ocean, causing coral bleaching, killing the coral and plankton, and dissolving shells that would otherwise permanently sequester the carbon. And this leads to the release of more CO2 into the water, increasing the acidity. Then the heat drives a lot of the CO2 back out into the atmosphere because warm water can't hold as much CO2 as cold water. But it doesn't improve the pH of the water because the water is oversaturated to begin with. So what we see happening is a runaway positive feedback loop, which the laws of physics in this universe tell us can only get worse, and with a heat and carbon sink that big, can keep getting worse for decades, if not centuries to come, even after we have completely ceased emitting the greenhouse gases responsible for most of this. A good article in The Conversation explains how this works and should be a good conversation starter for you. They say, quote, what would happen to the climate if we were to stop emitting carbon dioxide today, right now? Would we return to the climate of our elders?